What if the hospital built to heal everyone was failing those who needed it most? Keanu Reeves, a man whose kindness outshines his fame, steps into his own creation under a veil of secrecy. But what he's about to uncover could shatter his dream, or spark a revolution. Stay with us to discover the truth hidden behind the glass doors of Horizon Medical Center. Sea Chris stretched along a rugged coastline, its waves crashing under a sky streaked with dusk. Fishing boats bobbed in the harbor, their nets tangled like the lives of the city's people, fishermen, tech workers, artists, all drawn to the ocean's restless pulse. At the city's edge stood Horizon Medical Center, a sleek tower of glass that caught the last light like a promise. Keanu Reeves had built it not for profit, but for dignity. He knew what it was to scrape by, to be unseen. At 60, his dark eyes still held the weight of those days, softened by a smile that warmed strangers. Horizon was his vow. No one would be turned away, no matter their wallet's weight. His laptop pinged, a new email flashing. "They're hiding the truth. Come see for yourself." Keanu's heart sank. Was his hospital a lie? He leaned back in his modest apartment, the glow of Seacrest's skyline spilling through a cracked window. The email joined a stack of anonymous complaints, patients ignored, staff silenced. Each word stung like salt in a wound. Keanu had poured millions into Horizon, believing it would stand for care, not cruelty. He scrolled, jaw tight. One message burned. A child waited hours, fevered, while rich clients walked in. His fingers froze on the keyboard. This wasn't just mismanagement. It was betrayal. Another email loaded, a photo of a shivering mother outside Horizon's doors. Would Keanu ignore her? He stood, pacing. The city's humcar horns, distant gulls, felt far away. Keanu's life had been a climb from nothing, each roll a step toward meaning. Fame brought wealth, but kindness kept him grounded. Horizon was his heart's work, a place where a fisherman's daughter could get the same care as a CEO's son. Yet these emails told a different story. Neglect, arrogance, fear. He stopped, staring at a worn leather jacket on the couch. There was only one way to know the truth. He'd go himself, not as Keanu Reeves, but as a stranger seeking help. He grabbed the jacket, heart racing. What if someone recognized him? Before he saw the truth, Keanu slipped into faded jeans, his boots scuffing the floor. A baseball cap shadowed his face, hiding the features plastered on billboards. His old motorcycle waited outside, its engine a low growl against the night. The ride to Horizon cut through Seacrest's salty air, the ocean's roar urging him on. The hospital loomed ahead, its glass facade reflecting a distorted man himself, or a ghost of his dream. He parked in the lot, pulse quickening. No one would know the star who'd built this place. Tonight he was just a patient, carrying a question heavier than fame. A scream broke the air as he neared the entrance. A mother's voice, desperate. What was happening inside? The glass doors slid open, spilling Keanu into a buzzing lobby. Antiseptic stung his nose, mingling with the sweat of waiting patients. Plastic chairs held a weary crowd, an elderly man clutching his chest, a teenager pressing a bloody rag to his hand, a young woman rocking a coughing child. At the reception desk, Clara typed furiously, her face pinched with exhaustion. Keanu approached, voice low. "I need to see a doctor." Clara's eyes flicked over his worn clothes, her lips thinning. "Name?" "Keanu," he said, omitting the rest. She raised an eyebrow. "Insurance?" "Cash," he replied. Clara's sigh was sharp. Did she already judge him unworthy? She handed him a slip of paper, muttering, "Wait over there. It's a long night." Keanu nodded, moving to a chair beside the young mother, Lila, whose toddler Mia wheezed in her arms. Lila's eyes were red, her hands trembling as she stroked Mia's hair. Across the room, a man in a tailored suit breezed past the desk, greeted with smiles. "Dr. Lang's expecting you," Clara said warmly. Keanu's gaze sharpened. Why did wealth open doors while Lila's pleas went unheard? The elderly man Sam coughed beside him, wincing. "Been here hours," Sam rasped. Sam's hand shook, his face graying. Was no one watching him suffer? Keanu leaned closer. "What's wrong?" he asked gently. "My heart," Sam whispered, breath shallow. Keanu's fists tightened, but he kept his face calm. A nurse, Tara, hurried past, her eyes darting over the crowd without stopping. Lila stood, voice cracking. "Please, my daughter's burning up." Tara hesitated, then shook her head. "Dr. Lang sets the order." Keanu's blood simmered. Who was this Dr. Lang, and why did his name carry such weight? He scanned the room, seeing fear in every slumped shoulder. This wasn't the horizon he'd built. A loud laugh cut through Dr. Lang, striding in, his white coat pristine. Was he the problem? Keanu watched Lang sip an espresso, ignoring the chaos. Lila rushed to him, Mia limp in her arms. "Doctor, she's sick!" Lang's eyes flicked over her worn jacket, his smirk cold. "Wait your turn," he snapped, brushing past. Lila froze, tears spilling. Keanu's jaw tightened, but he stayed seated, heart pounding. He needed to see more. How deep did this rot go? Sam groaned again, clutching his chest. Keanu's resolve hardened. Whatever Lang was doing, it ended tonight. Clara called a name, but not Sam's or Lila's. A rich client jumped the line. Keanu's anger flared. How much worse would this get? He leaned toward Lila, voice soft. "She'll be okay. Keep fighting." Lila nodded, clutching Mia tighter. Keanu's mind raced, patient suffering, staff scared, and Lang ruling like a king. He glanced at Tara, catching her worried look. Did she know something? He'd find out, but first, he had to stay unnoticed. The lobby's hum grew louder, a storm brewing. Keanu sat back, eyes sharp, ready to unravel Horizon's secrets, one cruel act at a time. Keanu sat in the waiting room, his cap pulled low, eyes scanning the crowd like a hawk. Horizon's bright lights couldn't hide the despair. Patients slumped in chairs, their hope fading with each tick of the clock. Lila rocked Mia, her toddler's cough sharp and ragged. Sam, the elderly man beside Keanu, gripped his chest, his breaths shallow. Across the room, a woman in a silk scarf sailed past the desk, Clara nodding her through with a smile. Keanu's stomach twisted. Why did money buy speed while others waited in pain? He leaned toward Sam. You holding up? Sam forced a weak nod, eyes glassy. A teenager, Jake, stumbled in, blood dripping from his hand. Would anyone care? Jake clutched a rag to his wound, his face pale. He approached Clara, voice shaky. I cut my hand bad. Clara sighed, pointing to the chairs. Wait there. Jake sank beside Keanu, wincing. Keanu glanced at the gash. Deep. Oozing. That needs stitches, he said softly. Jake shrugged, defeated. They don't seem to think so. Keanu's jaw tightened. He tore a strip from his shirt, wrapping Jake's hand gently. Stay put, he murmured, his heart heavy. No one should feel invisible. Not here. Not in his hospital. Dr. Marcus Lang strutted in, his cold laugh slicing the air. Was this the man breaking Horizon? Lang was tall, his hair slicked back, his white coat crisp as fresh cash. He sipped an espresso, eyes skimming the waiting room like it was beneath him. Lila sprang up, Mia limp in her arms. Doctor, please, my girl's burning up. Lang's gaze flicked over her worn shoes, his lip curling. Everyone waits, he snapped, brushing past. Lila sank back, tears falling. Keanu's fists clenched under his jacket, but he stayed still, watching. Lang's arrogance wasn't just rude, it was dangerous, a poison spreading through these walls. Sam gasped, doubling over, his face gray. Keanu's pulse spiked. How long could he wait? Keanu touched Sam's shoulder. Breathe slow, he urged, voice calm despite the fire in his chest. Sam nodded, but his eyes screamed fear. Keanu scanned for Tara, the nurse who'd hesitated earlier. She darted past, arms full of charts, avoiding Sam's groan. Keanu stood, ready to call her, when Lang's voice boomed. Next! The silk scarf woman followed him, leaving Lila and Sam behind. Keanu sat back, heart pounding. Lang wasn't just ignoring patients. He was choosing who mattered. This wasn't care, it was cruelty. Tara slipped by, whispering to a nurse Emily. Keanu leaned closer. Did they know Lang's secrets? He caught their words, low and tense. Lang rushes everything, Tara said. Skips tests to save time. Emily nodded, glancing around. If we talk, we're done. Keanu's blood ran cold. This wasn't one bad doctor, it was a system letting him thrive. He shifted, acting casual, but his mind raced. Lila rocked Mia, her sobs quiet but piercing. Jake pressed his makeshift bandage, blood seeping through. Keanu's resolve hardened. He needed proof, something to crack Lang's armor before more suffered. Mia's cough turned to a choke. She seized, her tiny body shaking. Keanu froze. Would Lang let her die? Lila screamed, cradling Mia as her eyes rolled back. Keanu leapt up, catching Lila's arm. "Help!" he shouted, voice cutting through the chaos. Tara spun, eyes wide, but Lang was gone, vanished with his rich patient. Keanu carried Mia to the desk, slamming his hand down. "Get a doctor, now!" Clara flinched, dialing fast. A new doctor, Patel, rushed out, whisking Mia to a room. Keanu followed, heart thumping. Patel worked quick, hooking Mia to a monitor. Lila clung to Keanu, sobbing. "She's all I got." Clara glared at Keanu, muttering into her phone. Had he pushed too far? Keanu stepped back as Patel stabilized Mia, her breathing easing. Lila whispered, "Thank you," her voice raw. Keanu nodded, but his eyes caught Clara's, sharp, suspicious. "Who are you?" she hissed, hanging up. Keanu gave a small smile. "Just someone who cares." He returned to his seat, pulse racing. Helping Mia felt right, but he'd drawn attention. Sam coughed beside him, weaker now. Keanu's anger surged. Lang's neglect was a ticking bomb, and time was running out. He needed answers, fast, before the whole place exploded. Emily slipped Keanu a note in passing. "Lang fakes records." His heart stopped. What else was hidden? He unfolded the paper, glimpsing numbers. Cases marked complete with no tests run. Lang was cutting corners, boosting stats while patients suffered. Keanu tucked it in his pocket, glancing at Emily. She nodded, scared but trusting. Tara joined her, whispering, "Management knows. They protect him." Keanu's stomach churned. This wasn't just Lang. It was everyone above him, profiting off pain. Lila sat nearby, Mia's monitor beeping steady now. Keanu's relief mixed with dread. How many others hadn't made it because of Lang's lies? A security guard, Mike, loomed over Keanu. "You're asking too many questions," he growled. Was Keanu caught? Keanu met Mike's stare, keeping cool. "Just waiting my turn," he said, cap low. Mike squinted, hand on his radio. "Don't cause trouble." He walked off, but Keanu felt eyes on him. Jake looked up, bandage soaked red. "You okay, man?" Keanu nodded, mind spinning. Mike's warning meant someone was watching. Lang or higher. He glanced at Tara, who shook her head slightly. "Be careful." Keanu's cover was thinning, but he couldn't stop. Not with Sam fading, Jake bleeding, and Mia barely safe. Keanu spotted a file on Clara's desk. Lang's handwriting. Forged dates. Proof. But could he grab it? He edged closer, pretending to stretch. The file lay open, listing patients treated in minutes. Impossible speed. Keanu's fingers itched, but Clara turned, eyes narrow. He backed off, heart pounding. That file could end Lang, but stealing it now was too risky. Sam groaned, sweat beading on his face. Keanu whispered, "Hold on, Sam." He needed a plan, not just proof. Lang's system was a web, and Keanu was tangled. Every move could snap a thread. A crash echoed. A patient collapsed, nurses scrambling. Keanu tensed. Was this Lang's fault too? The room erupted, shouts, footsteps. Tara rushed to a fallen woman, her chart marked "seen" by Lang. No tests, no care. Keanu's anger flared, but he stayed put, watching. Patel took over, barking orders. Jake whispered, "This place is a mess." Keanu nodded, his mind on that file. If Lang's lies killed someone, he'd never forgive himself. Leela sat frozen, Mia's hand in hers. Keanu's chest ached. How many more would fall before he could act? Mike returned, radio crackling. "Check that guy again." Keanu slipped into the crowd. Could he stay hidden? He moved to a corner, blending with patients. Mike scanned the room, missing him. Keanu exhaled, but Tara caught his eye, mouthing Ellen Carter. The name hit hard. Horizon's administrator, Lang's boss. If she backed Lang, the rot went deeper than one doctor. Keanu's plan shifted. Lang was the start, but Carter was the key. He glanced at Sam, barely conscious. Time was slipping. Keanu needed proof, allies, and a way to confront the top without losing everything. Tara whispered as she passed, "Carter protects Lang." She buries complaints. Keanu's hope dimmed. Was the whole system broken? He sank into his chair, mind racing. Carter's name explained the fear, staff silence, patients ignored, all to keep numbers high. Jake's hand dripped blood. Lila's eyes stayed on Mia, and Sam's breaths grew faint. Keanu's heart screamed to act, but he needed more. Proof Carter couldn't dodge. He watched Tara, her hands shaking as she worked. She'd risked enough. Keanu vowed to finish this. For her, for Sam, for everyone Horizon had failed. The truth was close, but so was danger. Keanu stood in the waiting room, his cap still low, but his heart roared like Seacrest's waves. Sam's shallow breaths, Jake's blood-soaked bandage, and Lila's tear-streaked face burned in his mind. Dr. Lang's cruelty wasn't just one man's failing, it was a system, and Keanu was done watching. He marched to Clara's desk, voice firm but calm. I need to see Ellen Carter, now. Clara blinked, caught off guard. The administrator, she's busy. Keanu leaned in, eyes steady. Tell her it's urgent. Clara hesitated, then picked up the phone, her frown deepening as she dialed. Clara's call connected. Would Ellen even listen to a nobody like Keanu seemed? Keanu waited, the lobby's chaos humming around him. Mike, the security guard, lingered nearby, radio crackling. Clara hung up, muttering, "She'll see you, 3rd floor." Keanu nodded, heading for the elevator. Inside, the steel walls reflected his shadowed face. Calm, but ready to break a storm. He'd seen enough. Lang's lies, faked records, patients left to suffer. Ellen Carter ran this place, and if she backed Lang, she'd answer for it. The elevator dinged, doors opening to a quiet hall. Ellen's office waited ahead, a battlefield in disguise. Ellen's voice snapped through the door. This better be quick. Would she dismiss Keanu's truth? Keanu stepped in, finding Ellen behind a sleek desk, her gray hair pulled tight, her eyes cold. Files stacked high, but none held Sam's pain or Mia's fear. "What's this about?" she asked, barely glancing up. Keanu sat, voice low. "Your hospital's failing. Patients wait hours, kids, old folks, while Lang picks who's worthy." Ellen scoffed, folding her arms. "Dr. Lang's efficient. Our numbers prove it." Keanu's chest tightened, anger rising. Numbers? A girl nearly died tonight. An old man's heart's giving out. That's your efficiency? Mike appeared at the door, hand on his belt. Was Keanu pushing too far, too fast? Ellen waved Mike off, but her smirk stayed. "You're just a patient, what do you know?" Keanu held her gaze, unblinking. "I know Lang skips tests, fakes records, and laughs while people hurt." Ellen's eyes narrowed, but she leaned back unfazed. "Complain all you want. Lang keeps this place running." Keanu's pulse thundered. She was blind to the suffering, or worse, complicit. He stood, voice sharp. "Get Lang here, let's settle this." Ellen hesitated, then grabbed her phone, texting fast. Keanu glimpsed the screen. "Handle this guy." Ellen's text flashed to Lang. Had Keanu just walked into a trap? The room felt smaller, air thick with tension. Mike shifted, watching Keanu like a hawk. Ellen set her phone down, smirking. "Lang's coming, you'll see. He's the best." Keanu stayed silent, mind racing. He'd saved Mia, helped Jake, but Sam was still out there, fading. This wasn't just about Lang anymore. Ellen's arrogance propped him up. Footsteps echoed outside, heavy and quick. The doors swung open and Keanu turned, ready. It was time to end the lies, no matter what it cost him. Keanu pulled off his cap, voice clear. "I'm Keanu Reeves, the owner." The room froze. Would they believe him? Ellen's jaw dropped, her pen clattering to the desk. Mike stepped back, eyes wide. Keanu stood tall, his worn jacket no longer hiding the fire in his stare. "I built this hospital for everyone, not just the rich." "But Lang's turned it into a shame," Ellen stammered. "Mr. Reeves, I didn't know." Keanu cut her off, voice like steel. "You didn't care. I saw Lang mock a bleeding kid, ignore a dying girl, let an old man suffer. Where's he now?" Lang burst in, sneering. "Who's this clown? Would his arrogance blind him to the truth?" Lang's white coat gleamed, his smirk sharp as a blade. He glanced at Ellen, then Keanu, laughing. "What's this, a patient tantrum?" Ellen swallowed hard. voice low. He's Keanu Reeves, the owner. Lang's laugh died, his face paling. Keanu stepped closer, listing each sin. You left Mia to seize, Jake to bleed, Sam to fade, all for your numbers. Lang's eyes darted, searching for an out. I'm the best doctor here, he snapped. You need me. Keanu's voice dropped, calm but deadly. You're nothing without care. Lang scoffed. You can't touch me. But his voice shook. Could Keanu break him? Keanu pulled Emily's note from his pocket, holding it up. Faked records, skipped tests, lives risked for profit. Lang's smirk faltered, sweat beading on his brow. Ellen shifted, her confidence cracking. Keanu faced Lang, unwavering. You treated patients like garbage. That ends now. Lang lunged forward, voice rising. I made this place efficient. Keanu didn't flinch. You made it cruel. You're fired, effective immediately. The words landed like a gavel, heavy and final. Mike straightened, ready to move. Ellen's hands shook, her power slipping away. Keanu pointed to the door. Get out, Lang. Would he leave quietly or fight back? Lang's face twisted, rage spilling over. You'll regret this, he spat, grabbing a file to hurl. Mike caught his arm, firm but calm. Let's go, Doc. Lang yanked free, shouting, This hospital's nothing without me. Keanu stood steady, voice low. It's better without you. Mike and another guard steered Lang out, his curses echoing down the hall. The door slammed shut, leaving silence. Ellen stared at her desk, pale. Keanu turned to her, his gaze piercing. This isn't over for you either. Lang's shouts faded, but he yelled, I'll sue! Could he still hurt Horizon? Keanu faced Ellen, his voice quiet but fierce. I saw fear in your staff. Nurses like Tara silenced, patients like Sam ignored. You let Lang run wild. Ellen opened her mouth, but no words came. Keanu leaned in. If I hear you've buried one more complaint, you're gone too. She nodded, eyes down, shame creeping in. Mike returned, radio silent now. Keanu glanced at the door, thinking of Lila, Jake, Sam. Firing Lang was a start, but the real fight, fixing Horizon, was just beginning. Ellen whispered, What now? Keanu's answer would change everything. Could she handle it? Keanu crossed his arms, voice steady. Now we rebuild. No more favorites, no more lies. Every patient matters. Ellen nodded, her arrogance gone, replaced by fear. And maybe respect. Keanu stepped to the door, pausing. Get Patel to check on Sam, fast. He left the office, heart still racing. Lang was out, but the waiting room waited. Patients hurting, staff scared. Keanu's truth had shaken Horizon's core. As he rode the elevator down, he vowed to make his hospital whole, no matter who stood in his way. The elevator doors closed behind Keanu, sealing Lang's shouts in the past. Horizon's halls felt heavy, but a spark of hope flickered in his chest. He stepped into the waiting room, where Lila still held Mia, now sleeping, and Jake pressed his bandaged hand. Sam's chair was empty. Nurses had rushed him to care after Keanu's order. Keanu faced Tara and a small crowd of staff, their eyes wide with shock from Lang's exit. This hospital's for everyone, he said, voice steady. Starting tonight, we change. Anonymous reports for abuses. Empathy training. Equal care, no exceptions. Tara's face lit up, nodding fiercely. Would the staff rally behind Keanu? Tara clutched her clipboard, tears in her eyes. We've wanted this for years, she said. Other nurses murmured agreement, hope breaking through their fear. Keanu handed Tara a notebook. Write down what you need. Supplies, staff, anything. Ellen Carter hovered nearby, her usual smirk gone. This'll cost millions, she muttered. Keanu turned, voice firm. It's worth more than money. He listed rules. No patient waits hours. No rich get priority. Ellen nodded, her hands tight, knowing her job hung by a thread. Ellen glanced away, lips thin. Was she planning to resist Keanu's vision? Keanu ignored her, focusing on Tara. Get Dr. Patel to train everyone. Care comes first. A nurse rushed in, breathless. Sam's stable. Patel's with him now. Keanu exhaled, a weight lifting. Sam's fight wasn't over, but he had a chance. Lila looked up, Mia stirring. Is it true? Lang's gone? Keanu nodded, smiling softly. It's a new start. She wiped her eyes, relief washing over her. Jake sat straighter, his pain eased by hope. Keanu felt their trust, heavy but warm, pushing him to keep going. Sam's recovery news spread. Could Horizon really heal now? Keanu walked the halls, staff buzzing with new energy. A young nurse, Emily, stopped him, voice shy. "Thank you for listening to us." She'd slipped him the note that broke Lang, risking everything. Keanu squeezed her shoulder. "You're the heart of this place." Emily beamed, hurrying back to work. Machines hummed, beds filled with patients getting care, not scorn. Keanu paused at Sam's room, seeing him sleep, monitor steady. It wasn't perfect, but it was right. He left Horizon, the ocean's roar calling him to rest, but not for long. Emily's gratitude echoed were the staff finally free to care. Weeks later, Keanu rode his motorcycle back to Horizon, cap low, jeans faded. He wanted to see if his changes stuck, unnoticed. The lobby glowed softer now, no chaos clogging the air. Patients sat calmly, nurses moved with purpose, not panic. Keanu slipped into a chair, watching. A mother with a coughing boy got a quick smile from Clara, who once snapped at Lila. An old man with a cane was led gently to a room. Keanu's chest warmed. This was the Horizon he'd dreamed of, alive at last. Had Keanu's reforms truly taken root, or was it a show? Keanu spotted Lila across the room, Mia giggling in her lap, cheeks pink with health. Lila saw him, eyes bright. "They treated us like family," she said, crossing to him. "Mia's better because of you." Keanu smiled, brushing Mia's hair. "You fought for her too." Lila laughed, a sound of freedom. Clara called a name, not a rich client but a fisherman with a limp, greeted warmly. Keanu leaned back, letting the room's hum wrap around him. His hospital was healing, step by steady step. Lila's joy confirmed change? Could it last? Jake appeared, his hands stitched, no longer bleeding. "Got a job now," he said, grinning. "Thanks for helping me that night." Keanu nodded, pride swelling. "You're tough, kid." Jake laughed, heading out, his stride sure. Tara passed, now head nurse, her badge shining. She winked at Keanu, a silent, "We did it." The waiting room felt like a promise kept. Patients seen, staff proud. But as Keanu stood to leave, his phone buzzed. An email, "Seacrest General's worse than Horizon was, kids turned away." His heart sank. Jake's recovery lifted Keanu, but that email? Another hospital failing? Keanu stepped outside, the ocean salt sharp in his throat. He opened the email, reading fast. A photo showed a boy, eyes sunken, locked out of Seacrest General. Keanu's hands shook. His fight wasn't over. Tara joined him, catching his frown. "What's wrong?" He showed her the screen. "Generals like Horizon used to be," she said, voice low. "No beds, no care, just profit." Keanu stared at the waves, anger mixing with resolve. He'd fixed one hospital, but others bled. Could he take on a whole city's pain? Tara's warning chilled Keanu. How deep did this rot go? He paced the lot, Horizon's lights glowing behind him. Sam's face flashed in his mind, gray, fading. Keanu had waited to confront Lang, gathering proof while Sam suffered. What if he'd been too slow? Guilt gnawed, cold as the night air. Mia's seizure, Jake's blood. Every delay had a cost. Keanu stopped, staring at his motorcycle. Horizon was better, but that boy at General needed him now. He couldn't save everyone, but he could try. His heart steadied, purpose rising like a tide. Keanu's guilt grew. Had his caution hurt more than it helped? He looked at Tara, voice quiet. "We fixed Horizon together. Can we do more?" Tara nodded, fierce. "I'm in." Keanu's phone glowed with the email's words. Kids turned away. He saw Lila's tears, Jake's shame, Sam's pain. Ghosts of what could happen again. He'd built Horizon to prove care was free, but Seacrest General mocked that dream. Keanu climbed onto his bike, the engine's growl a vow. He'd face General, expose its truth, and fight for every kid, every parent, every life left behind. Keanu's resolve hardened, but doubt lingered. Could he change a city alone? Keanu's motorcycle roared through Seacrest's dark streets, the ocean salt stinging his face. Horizon glowed in his rearview, a beacon of hope he'd fought for, but that email about Seacrest General haunted him. Kids turned away, left to suffer. He parked outside General's crumbling facade, its flickering sign a mockery of care. The lot was packed, patients shivering in line under a cold drizzle. Keanu pulled his cap low, slipping inside. The lobby reeked of mildew, chairs overflowing with weary faces. A father, Tom, clutched a pale girl, Ellie, begging for help. Keanu's heart sank. This was worse than Horizon's darkest days. A nurse snapped at Tom. No beds. Would Ellie be left to fade? Keanu stepped closer, watching. Ellie's eyes fluttered, her breaths weak. Tom pleaded. She's diabetic, needs insulin. The receptionist, Greg, shrugged. Wait like everyone else. Keanu's fists clenched, but he stayed quiet, scanning the chaos. Tara arrived, her face tight. Ellie slumped in Tom's arms, gasping. Keanu froze. Could he save her in time? Keanu rushed to Tom, voice calm. Let me help. He supported Ellie's weight, shouting, Nurse, now! Tara flagged a young nurse, Lily, who hesitated, eyes darting. Voss will fire me, she hissed, but led them to a cramped room. Keanu laid Ellie down, her pulse faint. Lily hooked up an IV, hands shaking. She's crashing, Lily said. Keanu's heart pounded, every second counted. Tara pulled him aside, voice low. Voss keeps fake books, hides stolen cash. Keanu's eyes hardened. Find me those books, he said. Dr. Voss stormed in, sneering at Ellie. Another charity case? Keanu's anger flared. How low would Voss sink? Voss was wiry, eyes like ice, his coat stained with neglect. Out of my way, he barked, glancing at Ellie's chart. She's fine, clear the bed, Tom sobbed. She's dying. Keanu stepped forward, voice steady. Check her again. Voss laughed, sharp and cruel. You're no doctor. Keanu's jaw tightened, but he held back, watching Lily slip Tara a key. Voss's office, she mouthed. Keanu nodded. Proof was close, but Voss's coldness chilled him. Ellie needed care, and Voss was a wall. He wouldn't let her fall. Tara handed Keanu a flash drive. Voss's stolen funds, exposed. Would she pay for this risk? Keanu pocketed the drive, its weight heavy with truth. You're brave, he told Tara. She shook her head. I'm scared, but done hiding. They slipped toward Voss's office, the hall dim and silent. Keanu called Maya, a reporter who'd exposed scams. Got something big, he said. Seacrest General's killing patients. Maya's voice crackled with urgency. Meet me at dawn, bring proof. Keanu hung up, heart racing. Tara stood guard as he searched Voss's desk, finding invoices marked paid for supplies never bought. This could end him. Maya texted, I'm in, but a shadow moved, Voss's aide, watching. Was Keanu trapped? Keanu froze, shoving papers back. Tara whispered, Go. He slipped out, blending into the lobby's crowd. Ellie's monitor beeped, steadier now. Lily's care had worked. Tom hugged Keanu, tears falling. You saved her, Keanu shook his head. Lily did. But Voss's aide lingered, eyes narrow. Keanu texted Maya the drive's data, his pulse hammering. If Voss knew, they were all at risk. Tara met his gaze, firm. We're with you. Keanu nodded. Alone, he was one man. Together, they were a force. Voss grabbed Keanu's arm in a dark hall. Meddling. Would he strike? Keanu yanked free, staring Voss down. He's stealing from patients, he said, voice low. Voss smirked, pulling a letter opener. Back off. Keanu sped away, Voss's aide tailing him. Could he protect the truth? He lost the aide in Seacrest Alley's, heart pounding. Dawn broke as Maya's story hit. Headlines screamed. General shame. Funds stolen. Lives lost. Keanu stopped at a newsstand, scanning the page. Voss's face glared back, exposed. Tara called, voice bright. Police are at General. Voss is gone. Keanu exhaled, relief flooding. He rode to Horizon, needing its calm. The lobby hummed, patients treated with smiles. Ellie's face flashed in his mind. Safe now because he'd acted. But how many others still waited? Maya's article sparked protests. Would Seacrest's leaders finally listen? Keanu walked Horizon's halls, seeing nurses like Emily chat warmly with patients. Lila waved, Mia bouncing beside her. "We're okay now," Lila said, hugging him. Jake passed, his stitched hand healing, a grin wide. "Got a raise," he said. Keanu laughed, pride swelling. Tara joined him, badge gleaming. "General's reforming. Your push did that." Keanu shook his head. "We did." The city buzzed with change. Council meetings, new funds for care. Keanu felt Horizon's pulse. Steady now. A promise kept to Seacrest Heart. Ellie's recovery hit the news. Tom's thanks aired citywide. Could hope spread further? Keanu stepped outside. The ocean's roar soft tonight. A girl, Sophie, tugged his sleeve, maybe 6, eyes big. "Are you the man who fixed the hospital?" she asked. Keanu knelt, smiling. "Just someone who cares." Sophie hugged him, whispering, "Thank you. My mom's better now." Keanu's throat tightened, her words alight in his chest. He ruffled her hair, standing as she ran off. Horizon glowed behind him, General's reform underway. One man's fight had rippled, saving lives he'd never meet. Sophie's gratitude shook Keanu. Could he keep fighting for kids like her? He climbed onto his bike, the horizon endless before him. Sophie's voice echoed, "Care is what matters." Keanu thought of Ellie, Mia, Sam, each a battle won, but more weighted. His phone held new emails, hospitals failing beyond Seacrest. Guilt lingered. Had he been too slow before? Yet Horizon stood tall, proof one spark could ignite change. He vowed to keep going. For every Sophie, every parent, every life, the engine growled, carrying him toward new fights, his heart full of hope, ready to heal a world that needed it.